In this lesson in 5-3, we're going to learn about dishonored checks and electronic banking. So we are going to be learning about keeping a record keeping for a dishonored check. We're going to learn how to journalize electronic funds transfer and to journalize a debit card transaction. So a couple definitions here. A dishonored check is any check that a bank refuses to pay. So it could be maybe they post-dated it, or maybe they scribbled something out, something that wasn't, for some reason they did not want to pay that check. A check dishonored by the bank because of insufficient funds is called a non-sufficient fund check. That means somebody tried to write a check for, let's say, $100, but they only had $20 in the bank account. And then a non-sufficient check is also known as an NSF check, just for short. When we have a dishonored check, we still have to record that on a check stub. So this is giving us the steps here of how to do that. So remember this other, in the last unit we learned about the service charge. You could also write something like a dishonored check. So we would have to subtract that amount. So whatever that dishonored check was the amount for, we'd have to subtract that from our balance. Then we have to journalize that dishonored check. So an example of a transaction would be on August 29th, we received notice from the bank of a dishonored check from Valley Landscaping for $185 plus a $40 fee for a total of $225, memorandum number 52. So the bad thing about writing a bad check is that you also get charged a lot of fees, and that's how banks make a lot of their money. So we have to figure out the total. Here they gave it to us. Sometimes they only give us the amount plus a fee, but we had to add them together to get the amount to journalize. So in this case, then we're going to put the date in. We're going to debit the account that the bad check, dishonored check was from, and credit cash, because cash is coming out of our account. We're also going to learn about journalizing electronic funds. So any computerized cash payment system that transfers funds without the use of a check or money is called electronic funds. So you can transfer money from like your savings account to your checking to savings, all on the computer without ever going to the bank. And that's what they're referring to with the EFT, electronic funds transfer. So here's an example of a transaction. On June 5th, paid cash to the account of Murniak Enterprises for $380 using an EFT, memorandum 18. So it's basically the same way as writing a check, except you're not writing a check, you're just transferring it through the computer. So we're still going to debit the accounts payable, Murniak Enterprises, and credit cash. The difference will be that source document again, because instead of having a C for a check, you are using a memorandum. We can also use a debit card. So some of you may already have your own debit card, but a bank card that automatically deducts the amount of a purchase from a checking account of the cardholder is called a debit card. So another transaction here, June 8th, we purchased supplies of $75 using our debit card. So instead of bringing your checkbook, which most of us really don't do anymore, we brought our debit card, and now it's a memorandum. So we bought the supplies, we debit that, we credit cash, and again, the difference being the source document, instead of having a check stub, you're going to have a memorandum to show the debit card transaction. And now we're going to go into the Applia MindTap 5-3 work together problem. So here is the 5-3 work together problem. We have 3 transactions that we're going to record, and we have our chart of accounts listed here, and our it doesn't even give us the owner's name for this one because we really don't need it, but it gives us our accounts receivable and accounts payable, some expenses, and so forth. So our transactions on August 18th received notice from the bank of a dishonored check from a Christine Iverson for $126 plus a $25 fee for a total of $151, memorandum number 312. So down here on General Journal page 15, we're going to start with the date, August 18th. We're going to debit that account, accounts receivable, dash Christine Iverson, and the document number they give us is right here at the end, memorandum 312, and the amount is $151. Because remember, you need the total amount. We're going to credit cash for that $151. The second one, the 20th, paid cash on account to Schwartz Enterprises, $270 using electronic funds transfer memorandum 313. So this is pretty easy. It's nothing different other than the document number. So we have accounts payable dash Schwartz Enterprises. Memorandum is 313 and the amount is $270, and we're going to credit cash to show that we paid that. Cash always goes down or credits when we pay something. And then the third one, purchase supplies for $62 using a debit card, memorandum 314. So the date 21, we debit supplies to show we gained some supplies. Memorandum 314. The amount is $62 and we're crediting cash to show that cash came out of our account with a debit card of $62. And that's basically it. It's relatively simple. You just have to remember the document number is going to be different because you're not using a checkbook. So that concludes our 5-3 work together. Go ahead and do the on your own problem.